Keeping the player's movement forward through your level naturally and effortlessly is very important. With a high pace, high speed running, jumping and climbing game like Mirror's Edge, keeping that momentum and flow without abruptly stopping them is essential. Especially for a game that doesn't have a radar or an on-screen indicator where to go. So you have to be more vigilant and deliberate in showing where the player needs to go. And to me, Mirror's Edge is like a racing game, but on your feet. So in the game, when you're running fast, you have to make in the moment split-second decisions where to go and where to jump. But when you have to stop and look where you should go next, because it's not clear, flow and momentum is disrupted. This is fine for some games, but not for Mirror's Edge. So the level design mistake I learned to avoid playing Mirror's Edge is placing where the player needs to go next outside their view. For most of Mirror's Edge, there is a natural and effortless flow from one building to another and from one red object to the next. But when this movement is interrupted due to having to stop, look, and figure out where you need to go next, it's very noticeable. And it's like hitting a brick wall at a high speed. So let me give you a few examples, and then I will show you a very easy and simple level design principle to fix it. The first example of disruption of momentum and flow is in the flight chapter. Right after you meet with your sister, you are confronted by guards. You jump down, and you're now being chased through the offices. Most of this chase sequence flows naturally, where you intuitively know where to go next. But when you come to this section, you miss where you're supposed to go. You jump up, go to the left, only to realize that this is not the way to go. The path to take was off to the right, completely outside your view. You took the path of natural flow and it led you to a dead end. Now, after the first few playthroughs and failures, I realized there is an open door off to the left, or that I could bust through the glass, or the guards end up shooting the glass out. But when I played for the first time, and in the heat of the chase, it was not clear to me, and the path of least resistance was for me to jump up and pull myself to the second floor. And all of this could have been avoided with a clear framing of where I'm supposed to go as soon as I turn this corner. Just place my exit, my path, in my view. Don't hide it. So flow was disrupted. The second example is in the same level, a little further down, when you make your way outside and you're being chased by the helicopter. Most of the running, jumping, sliding and climbing you do here is effortless. You just know where to go and what to do next. Until you reach this section. You jump across onto another building and there's no way out. You can go through the door, only to realize that the path you are to take now is right behind you. And again, outside your view. Flow and momentum are disrupted. Third example is in the heat chapter. You are being chased by the helicopter. Most of this run is exhilarating, and most importantly, it's natural, effortless, as you make your way across one building, over the fences, from one red object to the next, until you reach this section, where you make your way across the red beam, then climb up the construction supports. You continue forward the same way you climbed up. Helicopter appears right in front of you and shoots a hole through the tarp. You run past it, turn to the right, go down, only to find it's not the way to go. Again, the path you were to take was right behind you, outside your view. But you wouldn't know this because the level design instructed you to look in one direction and then continue with the path of least resistance, guiding you forward, to the right, and in the wrong direction. Flow is disrupted. Again, so you can see there is a pattern here. The last example is at Eden Mall. After you are shot at and pressured to take the elevator, you run away to create some distance. You jump down to the lower level, and as you continue you run, you go up the stairs with the natural flow of the layout, but you are stopped by a dead end. Once again, the path you needed to take was right behind you. Flow is disrupted. Now, I wouldn't mind these examples so much if they were during the parts of the game where making split-second decisions are not vital, but they are, and they kill the momentum and flow. I want to run fast through these sequences, and I want to enjoy to replay them over and over again just to feel the speed of the run without stopping. I want to see how fast I can go and how cool I can make each run. It's like if you ever played the first level of Mario 1.1, where it's fun to just press forward and see how fast you can run to the end of the level without stopping. And I get it that once you know where to go, it doesn't matter that much. You just run, turn around, continue on your path. But during the first playthrough, these examples and a few more were frustrating because the next step to take wasn't clear, as it was often not within my view. And these issues are easily fixable. So here is how I would fix it. As the player enters into a new area, new part of the level, give an indication where they should head to. Frame the player's point of view so they can see where they need to go as soon as they enter into new playable space. Not behind them, outside their view, but within their field of vision. This may require reworking your geometry so the player sees where they need to go. And it doesn't always have to be displayed in the center of the screen or maintained in front of the player, but it should be naturally within the player's view, especially when they enter into a new area. This is already done in many parts of the game. There is a natural flow, and you see where you need to go next and where to jump. The flow and momentum are maintained. So design your layouts and levels architecture in such a way that when the player enters into this new playable space, their next location to go is clear. Especially for parts where high rate of speed, movement, and decision making are vital, such as any chase sequences. I'm going to leave you with this last example of what a natural effortless flow and momentum looks like. This is the chase sequence in the Kruger chapter, and the first time I played it, I did not have any problems running from one place to another, and in my opinion it was the best done chase sequence where I knew exactly where to go and the path effortlessly unfolded right in front of me.
Don't mess around with them, just run. There's some train tracks up ahead of you. Could be a way out. You by the tracks? Hitch a ride, girl. Nice work. Look, I'm gonna try and get the word out on the network about Icarus and warn the other runners.
Do it. I'm going after that guy.